And also know that in the midst of your darkest times, your darkest storms, you can find light and life, and that your story, no matter how broken, it does not define you. It is actually like you can be a life changer with your story. Hey guys, I just wanted to hop on and introduce myself to the channel finally. I'm Ahni Kelly. I'm Matt's wife. Matt and I have been married a little over a year, and a lot of you know our life is kind of interesting to say the least. So during the school year, we're living half our lives in Montana and half in Idaho, but we're literally, I mean, 2 houses, 2 states. During the school year, it's crazy. You have to pick up without missing a beat. You have to go straight into, you know, the schedule you have for each place and each kid's sport and school thing. But we're getting to a good place where we're all adjusting, I think, really well to the different rhythms, and we're kind of finding a rhythm. I think this channel is great because where our kids don't get to see each other as much during the school year, it's something that they're all working on together, and they feel famous. Like, they love it. It's so cute. And Matt has done such a good job at just including all of them and make them feel like it's a family thing, and I just love it. It makes them so excited, and they call each other and talk about it. They video chat all the time. Our kids, I mean, God has really blessed us with just, like, our families could not have meshed and combined any better or smoother. We have an 8 and 9-year-old and then 2 6-year-olds, so they're all in the same grades. They're all relating to each other and kind of became instant best friends. They're amazing, amazing kids. They are beautiful and smart. Whew, getting hot in here. I love Matt's heart behind this idea, and you know, my husband, he puts his whole heart into whatever he does, and so he kind of just came up with this where he wanted to leave something behind to you know, be teaching our kids as they grow up. And there's some deeper stuff that, like, he's just learned along his journey, and I've learned along mine, that we just want to put on here, like, stuff that God is teaching us, because we're still a work in progress. You know, we're still learning ourselves. It's just stuff that we want to, like, pass down to our kids. For me, I don't know how often I'll pop in here, but Matt wanted me to just, like, share what was on my heart as of recent. Sorry, I'm very ADD, so if I look like I'm staring off into the abyss or something, whatever, I probably am. There's an abyss, apparently. So anyway, so a little backstory, I guess, is that Matt and I both have a lot of brokenness in our past. You know, obviously going through a divorce is not easy for anyone, the parents or the children, and it really, you kind of have to, like, redefine who you are, your identity. This year I've had to really face down some demons, and I guess just, you know, redefine my faith and also my identity, and it has not been easy, and I had to face some really hard things, you know, ways that I failed in my previous marriage. I mean, hard. Like, I fell hard. I kind of jumped into this darkness for a while, and, you know, it just in a place that I never thought I would go to. And it's hard to just kind of look yourself in the mirror after some of that and just say, you know, how did I get here? And how did I get here? After my divorce, you know, I decided that God was done with me, and that he didn't want me, and I had fallen too hard. And I'll say one of the biggest things that I had defined myself as, I think even from when I was little, was I was a failure. And I've always been kind of a free bird, a free spirit. I love to Like, I like to be the life of a party. I like to make people laugh. I love when people are just sitting around and there's these like deep, real belly laughs that happen, and connection with people. And I'm a people person. This last year, you know, I've kind of isolated myself way more than I ever have, because some trust issues happened. It's hard, you know, once you go through a divorce and redefining certain relationships, and also knowing where you need to put some boundaries up, because you're learning, you know, for myself, I had to hear the voice that, you know, I'm not just a failure. The rest of my life matters so much, and how I do it, how I react to my failure, how I approach my family and my children from this point on matters so much. But I am not just a failure, and I have to like accept that voice. And so there's been, you know, other voices just from the outside that I've had to put up some boundaries with, because they want to be a different type of voice, and that's where you have to, you know, say like no, like you have to protect your space where you are healing, because you're becoming a better person for your family and for yourself. And it's just a space that you have to protect, especially in a time where it's vulnerable. And so even, you know, with people that I love dearly, I've had to put up some boundaries with some of them, because I'm still a little bit vulnerable, and you know, there's too many voices flying at you sometimes as a person, sometimes. And so you got to protect the one that is speaking truth to you. And so that's kind of what I've done this year. And that's that. You know, coming out of a broken place and becoming the person that you want to become for yourself and your family is a lot of work. And when people just come alongside you and speak life into you while you're doing that, that's probably one of the most priceless things. So I think for me in this channel, that's what I want to do for other people. Just something that's huge on my heart is I want to speak life and hope into who you are as a person and your situation, whatever you're going through in life. I don't know about you, but when people are constantly just like, be positive, just have a positive mindset, just be positive, ignore all the negative, la la la, like, sometimes you want to punch them in the face. For me, positivity and gratefulness and joy they're so different from one another, because there's a lot of things in our world that are not positive. They're not okay. They're not fair. And to just put a blanket of positivity over it, I think is bullcrap. It's bullcrap. What I want for us, like just as people and as women and as moms, and is real. I want real. I want us to be okay to be real and raw. And also know that in the midst of your darkest times, your darkest storms, you can find light and life, and that your story, no matter how broken, it does not define you. It is actually like you can be a life changer with your story. And I'm not telling you to be positive. Like that's not actually how you're going to change a person's life. I want to be a voice of truth and life, and speaking from a place where I know brokenness. I know what it's like to struggle with anxiety and depression. I've known, I've made really bad decisions where I've completely fallen on my face and hurt people that I love, and feel like I was not going to find myself again. I think Matt and I's heart is to get in those real, very real circumstances and things. Like, we want to just come from a place where we have known We have known those places. And it is not only power to talk about it, it is life-changing for other people. And in that, your mindset shifts, your heart turns into one that is thankful, that is full of light and truth and hope. And for me, I give God all the praise for that, because He spoke life over me in a time where all I felt was death and darkness. And it wasn't a person that came to me to tell me I still belonged to Him, and that my life still mattered so much. It was Him. And you know, when He found me and I'm like laying in this ditch or whatever, this symbolic ditch, you know, He was just kind of like, wipe that mud off your crown. Like, you still belong to me. You didn't lose your crown as my daughter. You didn't, it's still on you. Like, wipe this dirt off of it. What, all these things that you've covered it with, to try to like act like you aren't mine and you still aren't loved to the fullest. Like, you can't even comprehend how loved you are. Wipe that crap off and stand up and come with me. And that's what I've been doing this past year. And I'm just really excited to see like what God does from here, because like I'm starting to truly adopt a new identity, and I love it. Like, things are happening in here that just hadn't before. This is a very long video, but my point in being here is to speak life and hope also into you guys. And we just kind of want to be a safe place for people to walk through broken places with and come out the other side someone they didn't know they could be, you know, places in their hearts they didn't know they could feel, new strengths, new heights. I get so excited about this, you guys, because I am becoming something new, and God is amazing, and our kids are freaking amazing. Your kids are freaking amazing. Aren't they amazing? Like, there's just so much in this life that is miraculous and beautiful, like amidst the freaking hard and crazy and ugly. And we just want to be one of those extra voices that gets to speak into those places. And like, we want to stand up with you. And yeah, thanks for watching our channel. Thanks for supporting my husband and our little kiddos. They love it. They love the comments. They, like in that one video, Isaac's like, oh, do you like my haircut? Comment down below. Like, they would love to hear just feedback from people, because this is really truly started out for our children, but we would love to grow it just to share like what God's doing in our life as we go along. So thanks for like being a part of our strange little life that is full of grace, full of love and craziness and hard things too, but it's beautiful. So that's it.
Guys, check out the other videos right over there and there. Hi there, how's your day? And press the subscribe button right up there. Blink, blink. Comment below and tell us what you think. If you like that video, then smash that little button. Share a video with your friends by pushing that share button right down there.